The ideal kingdom, a divine light, code chroniclers drew upon many sources to show that the power of the Mughal kings came directly from God. One of the legends they narrated was that of the Mongol queen Alenkwa, who was impregnated by a ray of sunshine while resting in her tent. The offspring she bore carried this divine light and passed it on from generation to generation. And Abul Fazl placed Mughal kingship as the highest station in the hierarchy of objects receiving light emanating from God. Farhe Izadi. Here he was inspired by a famous Iranian Sufi, Sehabuddin Sohrawardi, who first developed this idea. So, according to this idea, there was a hierarchy in which the divine light was transmitted to the king, who then became the source of spiritual guidance for his subjects. And the transmission of notions of luminosity, the origins of Sohrawardi's philosophy bent back to Plato's Republic, where God is represented by the symbol of the sun. And Sohrawardi's writings were universally read in the Islamic world. They were studied by Sheikh Mubarak, who transmitted their ideas to his sons, Faizi and Abul Fazl, who were trained under him. So, paintings that accompanied the narrative of the chronicles transmitted these ideas in a way that left a lasting impression on the minds of viewers. Here you can see the painting of Abul Hassan shows Jahangir dressed in resplendent clothes and jewels, holding up a portrait of his father Akbar, a unifying force. Abul Fazl describes the ideal of Sulh-e-Kul, absolute peace, as the cornerstone of enlightened rule. Further, Akbar abolished the tax on pilgrimage in 1563 and jizya in 1564, as the two were based on religious discrimination. All Mughal emperors gave grants to support the building and maintenance of places of worship. Even when temples were destroyed during wars, grants were later issued for their repair, as we know from the reigns of Shah Jahan and Aurangzeb. However, during the reign of the latter Aurangzeb, the jizya was reimposed on non Muslim subjects. Just sovereignty as a social contract. Abul Fazl defined sovereignty as a social contract. The emperor protects the four essences of his subjects, namely life, Jan, property, Mal, honor, Namus, and faith, Deen, and in return demands obedience and a share of resources. And in this figure, Jahangir presenting Prince Khurram with a turban, jewels seen from the Badshah painted by the artist Payak. Jahangir shooting the figure of poverty painting by the artist Abul Hassan. One of the favorite symbols used by artists was the motif of the lion and the lamb or goat peacefully nestling next to each other. This was meant to signify a realm where both the strong and the weak could exist in harmony. Court scenes from the illustrated Badshah place such motifs in a niche directly below the emperor's throne.